Good evening, parents. This is Dr. Pettinger. I hope that you are all doing the best you can under the current circumstances. I want you to know that myself and all of the teachers are praying for you and all of our students. We sure miss each and every one of you. I know the feeling is mutual. Today I had a meeting with all of the classroom teachers on Zoom, and we went over some housekeeping notes, and I want to share that with you today. I did tell you by the end of spring break, which is tomorrow, I would be getting back to you as far as what's happening at Grace and what the next couple weeks look like. Unfortunately, with everything that's going on, we will not be returning to school on March 30th. It appears that date was a little too conservative. In having conversations with the Department of Health and the Orange County Department of Schools, or Orange County Department of Education, the superintendent there, I have the list of all of the start back dates or proposed start back dates throughout Orange County, LA County, and they vary everywhere from April 7th to May 1st. Based on all the dates and the data that we're being given, we believe that we will be safe by saying that we will return to school on April 13th. That may be a little conservative, but then again, it could be a little liberal. And as some schools think they might be coming back on the 7th. So that's where we are right now. We're planning on returning on April 13th to start full instruction back in the classrooms. And we're going to be praying for that. We ask that each of you pray for that. The next thing I want to talk about is our child care preschool that we're offering for our first responders and those people that are considered essential under the state of California, the federal government, and the local jurisdictions. Currently, we've been having a good support of that. Not a lot of kids, which is great, but going forward, in order to make sure that we are offering the best program possible and to ensure that we have the correct staffing, I'm definitely going to need you to email Mr. Dave Jongerius, if you're coming for daycare, or Shelby Porteneuve on the preschool side, our preschool director. I will put both of their email addresses in the links, although you should have those. Let them know if you will be coming next week. This is crucial on both sides so that we can plan proper staffing levels throughout that. It seems to be going really well. I know those of you who are using the service are very appreciative, and we're glad that we're able to come alongside you and help at this point in time. And right now, from talking to the subject matter experts, we're still allowed to do that, and we are still going to continue doing that. But it's very important that you reach out to Mr. Jongerius or Mrs. Porteneuve if you are going to be using that next week. So do that. Then the other thing we're looking at is starting at 7:30 instead of 6:30, because it appears that's when our first students are actually getting there. A lot of this could have to do with the freeways being a lot lighter and people aren't needing to leave as early. So we're planning on starting at 7:30 next week. If that doesn't work because you are an earlier time, please let the appropriate staff person know so that we can plan accordingly. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can to be responsible with the resources that we have. Another important thing to talk to you about is your classwork. Our students are doing a great job in 3rd grade through 8th grade logging into Google Classroom. I want to remind all of our junior hires that you have multiple teachers, so make sure that you're checking each of the different Google Classrooms that might apply with each of your classroom teachers. That way you're not missing any assignments. Something else that I want to talk to you about is many of our classroom teachers now are going to be putting out instruction videos or Zoom videos or Google Classroom videos with new assignments and new techniques and things that you are going to be learning over the next week. And so you're going to have the opportunity to play those back and watch. And we understand that in homes where there are multiple students, it can get cumbersome to try to get everybody on. And that's why we want to remind you that you can use multiple devices for Google Classroom or for Zoom or any of the other mediums that our teachers are using. Anything from an iPad to a Chromebook to your phone or your Android phone. All of those devices can be utilized to log in to any of the mediums that we are supplying lessons on. And speaking of lessons, our teachers have been working very hard putting together lessons for all of the students. And we are going to ask that on April 7th, if you want to drop off packets, you can do that between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. We will have some teachers practicing social distancing on the kindergarten playground spread out, and there will be receptacles on the other side of the fence that you are able to drop your child's packet in, so they're able to get that. Also, since we're going to be out a little bit longer, you're going to need to come by the school on April 1st between 9 and noon and pick up new packets to get the work that you need for the additional week, 2 weeks that we are going to be out. So on April 1st, it's not April Fool's Day, it is April Fool's Day, but this is no joke. Between 9 and noon, you can pick up the packets. And when you pull into the parking lot, you'll see how we're doing that to maintain social distancing. I would like to tell you exactly how that's going to happen, but we haven't got the full details worked out yet, as Miss Aru and Mrs. Mullaney are working the details of that out right now so that that's as smooth as possible. But on April 7th, you're going to be able to drop off work between 9 and noon at the school. These are a great chance to get out of the house. You can be driving in your car. You're not going to come in contact with anyone because you'll be able to pull right up and drop them in the receptacles as you're pulling through. And the great thing is some of our teachers will be there that you're going to be able to wave at and say hi. So basically, that's what's happening. We understand that there are sometimes in some homes multiple children that need the devices, and that's why we're pre-recording, whether it be YouTube or Zoom, so that you're able to go back and look at different times. If you need help on a lesson, make sure that you are emailing your classroom teachers. If you're in opportunity, make sure you're emailing Mrs. Raper. With Zoom, we are able to set up an appointment time with you, and they will be able to provide you with that instruction one-on-one. So that's if you're having struggles with the new concept after you've watched a video or something and you need additional help. Please email them, and they will get in touch with you to set up a time that they can walk you through whatever help you need. Parents, that's where we are right now. Recapping, April 13th is the date we're looking to start back. As I've looked at all the different schools in Orange County, I'm seeing everything from April 7th to May 1st. And that's where we are as a county, and we're praying that the 13th is the date that we get to go. We're still offering childcare and preschool for those people who have essential positions. And if you look at the list, there's quite a few people that are needed to make it through this crisis, whether you're working at a grocery store, delivery, a lawyer, accounting, all these different types of things, law enforcement, medical. You are considered essential right now, and we want to be here to come alongside you to help through that. But it's also very important that you email Mr. Jongerius or Mr. Porteneuve for preschool if you are going to be utilizing one of those services next week. They're there for you. We want you to utilize them, but email so that we have the proper staff in place. Our teachers are also going to be using the Zoom. And just give me 1 second. I'm looking down here to make sure I have all my notes. Boys and girls, this is a different way of going to school. This week you're on break, and I hope you're enjoying it the best you can. But next week when we come back, break's over, and teachers are supplying you with work that we want you to be working on. We want to continue with your education so that you don't miss a beat through this, and you're able just to continue on without any lapse in what you're learning. So we are expecting that you're working on your packets, and if you have questions, that you're utilizing email to ask the teachers, and they will utilize Zoom to get back in touch with you, or YouTube or some source like that. One final note is our enrichment teachers are home, and I'm not putting them into positions where they need to come up with additional work. But what we are going to do, so that we don't have to recreate the wheels, I'm going to give you also a link to some art projects if you want to work on those. It's a page that's already up and running by a teacher who I know that does amazing work. She's a wonderful Christian lady, and you'll be able to go on her YouTube channel and look at some of the cool things that she's doing. I know Mrs. Temple would do just as awesome. but this is a page that's already up, and we don't want to recreate the wheel during these tough times. But parents and students, we miss you. Your teachers, thank you for all of the great videos. I think it was Mrs. Fraser or Mrs. Price was telling me that one of you guys sent videos to them of you doing the exercises that Mrs. Fulmer sent out. And how great is that? We want to make sure you're staying active. Get outside occasionally, get some sunshine on you, and stay active so when you get back here, we're ready to keep on going. I hope AR is working for you. If not, make sure you let your teachers know, and they will look into that. Parents, we're in this together, and we'll make it through this, and we'll be stronger as a school, we'll be stronger as a community, and as a nation when this is all over. But we'll keep you in prayer, parents, if you just keep us in prayer. Thank you for trusting us to partner with you and educating your children, and we'll just continue to pray for our nation and our world to make it through this unique time in history. Once again, parents, thank you so much for letting me come into your homes tonight, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great evening.